Greetings from the land of Canada. My name is Nooch, and welcome back to another Fortnite gameplay. And today, I'm going to be playing duos with my basic standard duo partner, Mammary Gland 6969. You know, guy's a beast. He's pretty good at games. He's, what is it? It's like the Eagle dude, the Lieutenant Eagle Master in CSGO. So he's he's pretty credible in that sense of being able to actually hit people with his gun. It's kind of good. And yeah, he's also a big fan of going industrial every game because that's like the only place where we actually do well. It's crazy. Like it's a curse, I swear. We go anywhere else and we just don't stand a chance. We go industrial, crush. All day, every day, crush. And I've noticed like a lot more people going here now. So we're gonna have to get better at the early game in industrial, because in industrial the early game is like not really a thing, because like not a lot of people know about it. It's kind of hard to go and like actually fight just a whole bunch of people. And the reason why there's no audio right now is because I was listening to music at the start. I know I don't really want to be doing that when I'm recording, but I was like, I don't know, I was feeling it. I really wanted to listen to some Rush while I was playing, just for like 5 minutes. Don't worry, the audio is going to kick back in about 5 minutes, so don't worry about it. But because it kind of hurts your communication. Like I can't really hear what my buddy's saying. So yeah, go industrial, guys. Go industrial. Win games. It's so sick. But yeah, so like I said, you don't have to worry about early game too much in this game, and yeah, it's pretty sick. I've noticed you guys actually showed a lot of support in my last video. I really like that. It was really awesome, guys. I super duper appreciate it. Honestly, I don't really know how I can express that further. Is that it feels good to be back. You know, like this is the first time I've actually had fun doing YouTube in a very very long time, because I'm playing with a game that like I'm actually enjoying. All the responses on it have been like incredibly positive. Everybody's excited to see me back. Everybody wants more content, and like I'm even starting to make like waves with other YouTubers now. Like I talked to Pete, and he's interested in doing some Fortnite gameplays with me, which is really awesome. And Mitch as well said that he'd be down to film a little bit as well. So like I said, you know, like we're back. We're back, boys. We made it. We freaking made it. It's hype. Right here, I'm just using impulse grenades to get around while I farm, because those don't really have a purpose for me that much. They take up like a big inventory slot, and you don't really have the luxury of being able to use that for anything else. So like I just use it for getting around a lot when I'm farming at the start, because otherwise it's kind of useless. But right there, I got greedy with my jump. I didn't really have to do that. I could have just stood here and been like, oh, you know what? There's our second jetpack. Good stuff, good stuff. Jetpacks are super strong. I still think that the thing is, it's been a long time since they've had them in the game, and I think they might make them a permanent addition. I'm not sure, because they're not overpowered. They're like surprisingly really balanced, and it's not like the end of the world when somebody gets it. You're like, oh crap, this guy's got a jetpack, it's over. And like, look at that, 3 jetpacks in industrial. Come on, guys, you got to start going to this spot if you're not already doing it. So, but what's it called? Yeah, jetpacks are OP. Well, actually, no, they're not that OP, but they're super strong because they take up an inventory slot. But in terms of just being able to play the game decently well with like just one less inventory slot, it's not that hard. Because usually what I like to have is 2 utilities. 2 utilities is very useful. You don't really need anything other than 3 guns, which I've been sort of thinking about and philosophizing. Sorry, I was kind of burping there. I didn't want to just be there like during my sentence. But yeah, what's it called? I think that double pump really is like too strong. They absolutely need to do something about it. Like it's the type of thing that gives you such a huge advantage if you know how to do it well. And like that was my mentality. I was just like, oh, I'll just play around it, you know, like it's no big deal. But like seeing videos of people using it and using it myself, yeah, here we go, audio's back, let's go. And seeing people use it, let's turn that down a bit, and seeing people use the double pump and using it myself, I've realized that it's actually just way too strong. Like it's way too strong to ignore. So now my mentality is, if you can't beat him, join him, you know. I think that not using it is actually a big problem, because you're avoiding one of the strongest techniques in the game for some reason like some like SWJ reason where you're just like, you know, like it's not an intended mechanic in the game. They're kind of abusing a mechanic, and they're not supposed to be this strong, but like it's in the game, and it's been around for a long time, and people are using it and they are abusing it, and you're just setting yourself up to get frustrated when you get killed by it. Like if you get killed by it and your excuse is, oh, it shouldn't be in the game, you're just gonna get frustrated the next time somebody kills you with it. So either learn how to do it, or you gotta respect it. You really gotta respect it. Like play at a distance. Like I find when you have double pump, you can actually just push so much more effectively, because those things do so much damage and it crushes bases so fast. Like you can actually just breach walls with them, and the range on them is incredible. The bullet spread, it's basically like a tactical shotgun if it had the bullet spread of a heavy shotgun, and that's what double pump does. So it does use 2 inventory slots, and then if you have a jetpack, that's 3 inventory slots. So like all you really need at that point is an assault rifle. I know there's like a strong case to be made for having a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher in your inventory as well. I think that is also like the case a little bit, where you need to sort of hedge like what you got. You got to think about what you want really. Do you want to be able to recover after a battle, or do you want to be able to get the advantage over like a range of somebody? Like if you're going to be shooting at them with a sniper over the range, and you know, if you're battling at that distance, obviously you're not going to need to heal after the fight, so you may not actually need that. See, look at the bullet spread at range for this thing is so bad, and the double pump just gives you so much more range. It makes no sense. So as you see here, I'm actually just trying to set up for double pump. I recently set up my key bindings on my mouse so that I can actually switch between the 2 shotguns using my mouse, and like not the mouse wheel, not the like I actually unbound the mouse wheel from changing weapons because it was making me be way too lazy with how I use my like my weapons and everything. And I feel like once I get used to it, it's gonna make me better at the game. So I don't know if you guys would also do this. Maybe you've just become too accustomed to the scroll wheel and you don't want to make it harder for you, but I think unbinding the scroll wheels, like getting used to that, is going to make it somewhat better for you, because it sets you up for less misclicks. It lets you be more like focused with how you choose your weapons and everything, and your loadout just in general. So as you can see, I have it on X and C. Those are the 2 bindings that I have, the macros for my mouse, because I have I have 6 buttons on my mouse, or 7, no 8. I have 8 buttons on my mouse that I use. Left mouse, right mouse, the 2 thumb buttons, the scroll wheel in the middle, I can push it to the left and I can push it to the right. The left side is for the roof, the right side is for the floor. And for my thumb buttons, I have the bottom thumb button being a wall, and the top thumb button being the ramp. And then on my actual left mouse, there's 2 other buttons right next to my left mouse button, and those are what I use. Those are what I bound to X and C. So when I'm just walking around farming, I could just use X and C to switch between weapons when I want to be able to manage my inventory better. But when I'm in a fight and I want to switch between my double pump, I just use top, bottom on the left side of my mouse. So it makes it a lot easier because it's right next to my fire button. I don't really hold down the trigger when I do double pump. I know I told you guys that this is the fastest way to do it. You don't necessarily need to do that though. If you just switch between them, you can kind of hear the click of when you pump it, and that's when you can basically shoot. So you just time it with the click there, and if you hold down the left mouse button, that's good too. But I find that it's harder to aim in that sense, because you're aiming for the automatic shots, and it's better to take that extra moment to make sure that your crosshair's over them and then click. So that's basically what I've been trying to do, is learn how to use the double pump. And like the more that I think about the double pump, the more that I realize that people can really abuse it in terms of like cheating, because I think that if you were to design a script where you hold down a button and it just presses X, C while holding left mouse button, and it just has the different timings for when it's over, and you just hold down one button, and like it would make it so much easier to aim, because you don't have, and like to move and to build and everything, because you don't have to worry about the extra APM. that it would just be like incredibly overpowered. So that's why I think they should definitely take it out of the game. It's an unintended mechanic. It promotes cheating because you can get scripts. You can probably already find them online if you download them and Google them and everything, which I haven't done. But like, I'm just letting you guys know of this right now because I think the more exposure that it gets and the more people that know about it and the more knowledge that people have to prevent themselves from being cheated against is better, because that's the one thing I'm worried about. It's just an influx of people cheating, because it's hard to cheat in this game. Like, I thought about it, like, what, just like you would have to hack the game so you have wall hacks. No, you actually just get a script that helps you double pump and like optimal double pumps, you know, where you just are able to hold down one button and it just basically is an automatic pump action shotgun. It's disgusting. So just warning you guys about that. And you know, hopefully it gets out there and they take it out of the game, because it promotes cheating way too much. But yeah, that's the only thing that I can think about. Until then, still use it. It's still an effective technique. I still think that it invalidates tactical shotguns. Another reason why it should be taken out of the game. It invalidates heavy shotguns, because heavy shotguns are actually weaker in terms of the pump action. They fire faster, but I think that their damage is lower. I could be wrong about that, but it's just, it needs to be fixed. I don't know why they're keeping it in the game. I think they're keeping it in the game just because they like seeing how disgusting people are with them, but it's definitely something that they need to remove because it's too strong. It's absolutely way too powerful. That being said, while it's in the game, you should be using it. It's a really good technique that is like very strong, very powerful. It's high skill too. That's the thing. It's a skill cap thing. It's hard to use, which is why it's like I'm just missing the crap out of this guy here. But luckily, I've got my homie to back me up. Gets the work done. And yeah, basically that's it. I just think that it shouldn't remain in the game. Enjoy it while it is. But I feel like there's way too many cons to it for double pump actually being a viable strategy. So hopefully it gets patched soon. So that being said, let's talk about other things besides double pump, because I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of people have talked about and a lot of people have seen recently, and hopefully they do something about it. I'm truly a believer that it shouldn't be in the game, but other than that, like, this loadout that I have right now is probably one of the most optimal. You could obviously improve it if I picked up the blue shotgun. I actually missed it before. There was a blue pump action that was sitting there. We didn't have much time to loot though because the circle was coming in. But jetpack is so powerful for any sorts of fights. It lets you get a high ground advantage on people so quickly. You don't have to run up a ramp while you build it anymore. You can sort of just build a ramp while you're jetpacking, and you have a faster vertical movement. So I'm trying to keep my what's it called? Trying to keep my fuel at pretty reasonable levels. And my second item that I'm using is just small shields. Small shields are also really good for fights, because it's good for skirmishes, because you would be able to duck in and out of cover while using small shields. And if they're counting correctly and they know what, like, how all their shots add up to 200, and then all of a sudden they dink you for over 200, it might be distracting to them because they're like, how didn't I just kill him? And obviously you're alive after that, so that's the other part that's really important about small shields. It's the fastest way of gaining HP in the game, I think. That, and yeah, no, essentially that. I was gonna say slurp juice, but slurp juice, it's fast when you use it, but the way that you regenerate is very slow. So it's like you have 2 seconds channel time of when you actually use the slurp juice, but then it actually reviving your HP, it takes a while. So, but here we are, middle of the circle, 15 people left. We don't see anybody, which is crazy. We're just looking for like close quarters battles because, you know, double pump is so strong. It's super meta right now. And yeah, I mean, the other gun that I just need is an assault rifle. That's basically it. You know, kind of just need an assault rifle. It's sort of the all-purpose weapon. Works at medium to long ranges. If I were to trade the small slurp juices for anything, it would probably be a rocket launcher, because those things are just good for like base sieging in general. But yeah, that's a little bit on the loadouts, and if you guys want to use them in that sense, do it. I still think I'm encouraging you guys to use it. You don't have to necessarily. I'm definitely not gonna fault you for using it. Like, it's a hard technique to do, and it's definitely not hit or miss. It's very powerful once you can get the strategy down and the muscle memory, but it's not for everybody, I think, because it is tough to pull off. Like, I don't use the keyboard when I'm switching between weapons. I use my mouse, so it's a little hard for people to do, I think, sometimes. But I mean, right now we're in a big fight in Salty Springs, trying to go in, trying to get as many kills as possible. I'm just finishing this guy just because I don't think that leaving him be is a really good idea. He could get revived. Someone might steal my kill. Like I said, stealing kills isn't the biggest deal, but regardless, it's not the best. People getting sniped from their bases, very scary, very scary. They're definitely outside the circle right now, so I'm just basically looking for people coming in. That guy fell down. Nope, he actually made it back up. And I know that there's a guy over on my right, which is why I'm sort of playing sort of more inside my base, because I know that there's a guy here. And I didn't see him behind the tree there, but like there he is. So, I mean, I kind of just snipe him with this thing. Like, the pump action doesn't have the same limitations of the tactical shotgun in terms of range, which is why it's like a much more effective weapon. And like, I should have maybe picked up the sniper there. That's the thing. Sniper's okay, but like when it's the final 6, like top 4 or whatever, the sniper, it's a bit of an X factor, but it's not a close quarters fight that we're gonna be in, you know. I mean, it's not a long range fight. Of course, it's a close quarters fight. So it's like, that's why you want the double pump more than anything, because it's just the most powerful close range setup that you can get. There's not really a better setup for that. But I feel like I've harped on that long enough, and I'm just gonna keep returning to it. I think because, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of trying, because like the gameplay is kind of slow, you know. Like, it's like we're trying to do all these fights and everything, but I still don't know how to play this game at like the top speed, right? I think tilted is probably the best way if I want to be playing this at like 100% octane. Like, that's how people get their 20 kill 30 kill gameplays. They just go tilted. But like, I guess we should just be doing that more often. But industrial is so free. Oh, it's so hard not to go tilted every game. It's like a freaking vacation. It's like you just go tilted and it's just free. It's just, that's what it is. It's like, here, go ahead, dude. Like, grab it. It's there for you. Go nuts. And like, I just feel bad every time I don't go tilted, because it's just like, well, what was the point of going to Salty Springs? Like, you could just go tilted, get way better items, deal with way less people, and then actually just have a sick game. But yeah, these guys are coming in on us, and obviously that's not gonna work. Pushing on ground, just shooting with your assault rifle, it's never gonna work, man. It feels bad. Like, right now, it's like, I don't know, man. This guy's just coming at us. But like, double pump, let's go. Like, I'm still trying to get used to it, man. Still trying to get used to it. It's hard. It's super effective, though. I'm gonna try. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go on Amazon like right after this gameplay, and I'm gonna order one of the grippers that I said that I was gonna get in maybe one of my other videos. I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys, but they're these like weight trainers that you squeeze over and over again. It's like imagine a stress ball, but it's made of metal, and like it actually helps your grip strength a lot. And I feel like that's gonna help just in general for me, gripping the mouse, so that I can, you know, I can actually just have the mouse be more steady. And I feel like that's a really important way of thinking about it. It's because like it's like the way you play hockey, right? Like the way that I used to play hockey, it wasn't just, okay, you want to get good at hockey, just play hockey a shit ton. It's like, no, you can't always just be playing hockey. You need to be thinking of other things that you can do to like push yourself and to improve your like your muscle memory and your lifting capacity and stuff like that. So it's like, that's why you work out, that's why you do exercises and stuff. It's way simpler. And right here, I forgot to reload my gun, so I am fucked. Absolutely boned. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in a while, is forgetting to reload my weapon after a fight. I basically accept the fact that I'm dead, so I try to just help out my friend as much as possible by tanking the rocket. I was deliberately blocking that little hole so that he couldn't get a rocket shot in, and now it's just up to him to clutch. You know, he's got that sick clutch factor. He's got the combat shotgun, well, heavy shotgun, ready to go, and his the RNG spread for him isn't working out because obviously he's missing a bunch. But the jetpack, gonna be taking it home for the boys. 10 kill gameplay, not the most highest kill gameplay you've ever seen before, but you know, we tried to keep it tight, try to keep it interesting, putting in the work. And yeah, this is just every day W, man. Every day gotta get those W's. It's gonna be hype. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Thanks all for watching. Be sure to like the video and leave a comment for what you guys want to see in the future. And I'll see you guys all next time. Take it easy. Peace.